All right, so let's talk about transformations with a straight line. So we have f of x equals x, which is this original line. Now, if I were to manipulate this one by adding 3, like this, it would make the graph move up 3 units. So every single part of this line would move up 3 units. If I subtract 2, this would make the graph go down 2. Okay? Now, if I ever put something in parentheses, this is controlling left and right, and it's going in the opposite direction you think. So you would think that minus 2 would mean left, but minus 2 inside of the parentheses means right. 2. Here again, in the parentheses, plus 5, so you think it's going to mean go to the right, but it actually means go to the left. So outside of the parentheses controls up and down, and it does exactly what you think. Plus 3 goes up, minus 2 goes down. Here, inside of the parentheses, it does the opposite direction and the opposite movement. So not only does it now control left and right, it now goes in the opposite direction you think. Plus 5 goes to the left, minus goes to the right. So we move over here. So this is another way of writing it. Instead of telling you instead of changing the original like I did over here, okay, they're telling you what they're going to be doing to the original. So they're going, I'm subtracting 2 from the original on the outside of the parentheses, which would mean down 2. Now here, I'm doing an extra thing that I'm going to talk about right here. So here, minus 7 is outside of the parentheses. So that means this is going down 7. Plus 1 is inside of the parentheses. So this is left 1. And then it's being multiplied by half, which causes the graph to go slower. So this is called a compress. Okay? When you're multiplying by something that is less than 1, you must compress. Okay? If it's less than 1, you compress. If you're multiplying by something more than 1, so here we're multiplying by 3, this would be a stretch. Okay? Here we're adding 5 on the outside, so that would be up 5. And then the minus 2 inside of the parentheses means right 2. Okay? Now I'm going to show you the movements with the absolute value. So when you graph an absolute value, it makes this V shape. Okay? So I'm going to go over some of these with you. So the one I've added here is the negative sign. Now the negative sign causes the graph to flip. So I'm going to graph this one in red. I'm marking it so you know which one I'm doing. So this is causing the graph to go up 2. It's going to flip. This causes it to flip. And this is less than 1. So it's going to compress, making the graph wider. So here we go. So first thing I'm going to do is move this graph up 2. There it is. Now I have to flip it, and it's going to go wider. So it's going to look something like this. Okay? So this is up 2, compress, and flip. Okay, let me change pens. See if this purple one works. So we'll make this one purple. So this is down 3, and then this is a stretch. So this is going to be down 3. So from the origin, now remember, I'm changing the original. So from the original one, I'm going to go down 3, and it's going to be located right here. okay? And then I'm going to stretch it, which means it's going to be pretty sharp. Okay? Now for this one, okay, I'm going to use blue. Hopefully blue works. It does. Okay, so this has a couple movements. This is going to be down 1. This is going to be to the left 2. And then this 2 is going to stretch it. And this negative sign is going to flip it. So this is doing everything. Okay, so this blue one should be the most difficult you get. So if I ask you to mark down what's happening, this would be the answer. If I'm asking you to graph it, you'd have to do what we're doing over here. So I'm going to go down 1. So I've gone down 1. I'm going to go to the left 2. So 1, 2. And that's my movements. Now it's going to be stretched and it's going to be flipped. So it's going to be skinnier. And it's going to go in the down direction. And that's it. I hope that was helpful.